Here we are, Friday, late night happy hour. John Von Tobel, Cofield, back and better than ever, as Mike Greenberg used to say about his Hall of Fame show, Mike and Mike. What's up, buddy? How are you? How's the cat?
Dude, it's annoying. It's literally to my left. I have, I don't know, what do you call it? Like the scratching post with the little like bed on top. She's at the very top level and just staring because she wants to make the leap from there to where I have all my setups because the wires are over here. And she really likes to mess around with the wires.
It's a kitten, man. Well. They're crazy. They're crazy. When they get old, they're crazy too, believe me.
Yeah. I will, I had a cat when I was young, but like these years for a kitten, I was like 2.
Oh, look at that.
Here it goes. Yeah.
They jump everywhere and then they climb up you.
Dude, don't. Last time you knocked the bookshelf off. Dude.
Oh, look at those weights. Those weights are a target.
Come here.
You're not going to be able to control the young lady named Figaro.
Yeah. All right. She'll be back.
Shut up in the background.
Sorry.
Ari's confused on the name.
Yeah. Figaro is a girl.
What up?
She's not going to stop. She's going to keep doing it. That's awesome. That's so great. I love it. And John will text me every once in a while, or he puts it on the rundown. He's like, "What's with this cat?" I'm like, yeah, "It's a cat, man." That's all I got to say. Oh, good news from Trees and ODB. I don't know if we saw him last night. He's testing out a new bidet for the first time. Just thought I'd share that with you.
We appreciate that.
Does everyone have room for basically another turlet in your bathroom? Or what do you do? You clear out the vanity, cut it in half, get a small one, and then you chuck the bidet in there? How does that work?
I would assume so.
Definitely have to have a large bathroom.
Yeah. Because it has to be right next to the toilet, right? Like you can't be mobile. It's got to be from one to the other. I thought some bidets were built in.
What does that mean?
Built into the toilet.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Is that right?
Yeah.
Cool.
As opposed to a separate fancy one.
Sorry. Trees and ODB is saying you put the seat on top or something.
There you go. Yeah.
They have bidet seats so you don't have to switch out the whole toilet.
Interesting. Yeah. I wouldn't like that.
Sean says get the Japanese multi-purpose toilet. Are you actually on the bidet? Is that how you're testing it out? I think Brady's asking about that. If he's testing it out, does that mean he doesn't have pants on right?
Doesn't mean he's testing it out this minute.
I don't know. Guess he can send over photos if he wants. Maybe not. Adam, what are you drinking? As Jay Lawrence 702 was asking, is it a 1 gallon White Claw?
No, it's just a sparkling beverage water. Got a lot of research to do tonight, Steve. Actually, I know people care. I just finished the special section on the Raiders. It's going to be coming out in a couple weeks. So I've pretty much been writing 20 hours a day the last 6 days. I'm so happy to be done.
This hashtag fake news campaign that John Murray has put together. Now is everyone convinced Adam works all the time? All the time. That's all right.
Somewhat true.
Okay.
I had a good today, maybe, if you want to hear it.
You have a what?
Yeah, you cut out.
Oh boy, a pretty good interview story from today.
Okay, can we save it for later?
Sure.
That's a good tease. I will. Let me write it down because I have the Raiders in the middle of the show tonight. Let's see, because I want to hear about more about the stadium. Interview story. This is what Ari does all day. Yeah. We yell at Ari, and I'm like, "Put that on the board. Put that on the board." It's working though. It is helping. I think.
Yeah.
I think.
When I was there, I always forgot to write stuff on the board. I never did.
We have to remind because Adam picks up stuff during the breaks. So a lot of times the producer's doing something, like answering the phone and getting good trivia answers. Like today's answer was the turquoise octopus.
Squidward.
Did you know this, Adam?
What's that?
Squidward from SpongeBob. Squidward Hugh tentacles is actually a turquoise octopus. John was blown away.
Wow.
He's not a squid.
I just assumed his name was Squidward or whatever,
Right.
that he was a squid.
Well, and I told my wife this today, and she was just as baffled. And she even said, because I didn't know this, do squids only have 6 tentacles? Because Squidward only has 6 tentacles.
Did you look it up?
I've never paid that close of attention. I also will point out, I don't know if I'm intrigued or disturbed or what by the Elvis front of your hair, like the Elvis lock.
I should have thrown on a hat. I was going to throw it on right now. I should have thrown on a hat before
Is that a look you're going for?
No, it just usually it's a lot more tight, but the product is worn out. So usually it's a lot tighter than what it looks like right now.
It's amazing. I love it. I'm kind of jealous.
John, you want to talk about? You're not going to do it. Let her do what she's going to do. She's not going to do it. She'll knock over some books. Let's see how much she can knock over before you freaking snap.
Dude, she woke me up last night because she knocked him off.
Nice.
Technically 8 arms and 2 tentacles for a squid, by the way.
Okay.
John, you want to tell the story of Ari in studio today as he was answering the phones for the trivia?
Oh, what? Because he was getting annoyed with the callers?
Yep. No one hates our listeners more than Ari. Jesus, he would like. You think I'm testy in studio? God, that guy was on fire.
But here's the thing. So I'll be very frank. Callers annoyed me too. But Ari's biggest mistake was that he actually would like answer the phone politely, like he was a receptionist. You know what I mean? And like engage in conversation as opposed to the cold hard ESPN. What's the answer? And then when they either dude, look at this. And then when they either don't have the answer or they start babbling, they're like, sorry, try again. And then you just move on. He got it though. Once I told him to be ruthless, he started to get more ruthless. I think he enjoyed it more.
Ari wants to be all polite. He's like, how you doing? ESPN.
Right.
And you're like, can I answer? Do you have the answer yet? What's the question? He's just like fuming. Like, dude, just get the answer, man.
Right.
They can go fast. It was $2,000 cash and 2 recliners were given away. Come on now.
I actually felt rude in my times when I would interact with callers just because you had to get through them quick. She'd be like, ESPN, what's the answer? No. Do you have an answer for the question? Yes or no? No? All right. I'll talk to you later. Move on to the next.
Right. You're right. Like polite and cordial is probably good for the listeners at some point, but
right.
Like he's got things to do. He's got to go.
I used to get people would call me. Well, you guys sometimes I wouldn't answer when you guys were in studio if I didn't have to, but I remember getting a few calls when I would do updates, and like I'd answer, be like ESPN Las Vegas, and the person, like one of the more notable ones, it was a correction on somebody's name. Like I said Lotalele, and it was like it was a different, like it was Lotalele, is what they called to correct me on. I was like, okay, I'll talk to you later, bud.
Yeah. You do have the same hair as Cash the Soccer Rocker.
Who's that?
The mascot of the LV Lights. They're pointing it out in the chat.
I'm going to go get a hat.
JVT the Soccer Rocker. Wait, did he just cut his video off? Good for him. Look at that.
Yeah. I already said some of the answers I got today. Red squid, bluish green squid. And he says his favorite was he's a squid. Okay. Well, you know what? That's the backbone of our show. Without our listeners, we'd have nothing, Ari. As Mark says, the radio show. Oh, he's actually no. This is Ari's attitude. That's pretty good.
That's really good.
Why'd you put the hat on? God, I hope the cat knocks over the weight.
It was distracting, dude. I don't know. These are my wife's 8-pound weights. So I don't know. It's pretty heavy lifting. I don't know if the cat can do it.
I think I would have left them there. Now she's got free reign to start knocking stuff over.
No, that's a good point.
I just don't understand what the cat is trying to accomplish. Is it trying to find like a nice place to cuddle or to like curl up?
I think she's just curious, right? I mean, it's technically just an infant. She's only like, I think 12 weeks old now, something like that.
Okay.
Dude, now she can get on the kitchen counter.
Oh boy, is she in that room a lot? Where you are right now?
Yeah, her litter box is in this area, so that's why she's over there.
I mean, it seems like it's like a room she's never been. Like she's trying to explore every corner.
Oh no, yeah, like this is her primary sleeping room for sure. I mean, she's exploring a lot more. Like the other night, she slept in the kids' room for the first time.
Is the kid scared of it?
No, the kid loves it. Well, the kid,
Okay.
but I have to like, he's still a kid, so we're teaching him not to be or like to be gentle with him, with her. I mean, because he's got like little kid strength, so like sometimes he'll be petting her, and then like he'll just be going like, and you're like, all right, like dude, like chill, like you don't know your own strength.
That's great. Sean is saying the cat has no agenda. Oh boy, the cat's trying to go for the window.
What's happening? Why are we moving?
That's great.
I finally figured something out. If anyone who watched the Wednesday podcast with Petro and Coke and I wanted a certain person on the bottom, and I could not figure it out. I was trying to do it before the show, and I just saw a simple instruction. So,
Oh, look at you.
yeah, it's cool. Now the cat's up.
Yeah, can we get like a separate camera for the cat? Just to have it focused.
That's awesome.
I love that thing. This is the only way I can experience cats since I'm so very allergic to them. I can watch them through yeah, it's true. I can watch them through the screen. It doesn't mess up my eyes.
For request to move on. All right, John, do you remember we always joke that we forget everything we're talking about. Do you remember what we were hitting at the end of the show and how to end it abruptly? Because you got all confused. I mentioned someone and you were like, who is that?
I honestly don't remember.
Are they attractive?
Oh, yeah. What's her? I don't remember the name though. Now that I know her face, but the lady from I don't even remember. Mila Kunis, the spy movie, boyfriend spy movie. You know what I'm talking about?
What are you saying? Is Mila Kunis attractive?
No. So Mila
Okay,
Kunis is in a movie
Let's
with
settle this
woman.
one.
Is
Yes.
it Kate McKinnon? Right? Is that the name?
Yepers.
From SNL?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
You heard the
because
news, right, Adam?
No, what?
She's Carol Baskin.
Oh, yeah. I think that actually did come out a while ago, didn't it?
I don't know.
I'm
It was up
excited
today,
about
so-
that.
Yeah.
About that.
Stop this video, though. Kate
But
McKinnon
anyway.
is set to star as Carol Baskin in the Peacock series adaptation of the famous Joe Exotic story. How about that?
So I guess the answer would be: is she attractive? She's fine. Is she way too attractive to be Carol Baskin? Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was talking
totally
about.
Disagree. Totally disagree.
Because but here's the thing that's annoying about Hollywood. Like we've talked about it like so many times with so many movies where it doesn't make sense to have like two white dudes in Boston protecting the Great Wall of China. Things like it's like we don't need attractive celebrities every time for a role. Let's get somebody who like actually looks like the character. She'd probably do a great job. She's probably going to be awesome with the character, but
Oh yeah.
I'm with Adam. Like we don't need attractive celebrity starlets the whole time. Let's get somebody who looks like Carol Baskin.
I've seen her impression. It's great. Like she's gonna be wonderful.
Yeah.
In it for sure. But I mean, I guess that is the question: do you hire who looks the most like the person, or who can portray them best? I would say it's probably portray them best, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, it's gonna be a tremendous. Who's Joe? Do we know?
I thought they announced it.
No, I thought they did too. I'm just saying, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Nick Cage.
Hold on. I thought it was. Is it Nick Cage?
Nick Cage would be a great Joe Exotic. It would be so good.
I gotta find this.
It would be solid.
The role of Joe Exotic has not been cast yet.
Oh, okay.
Jay Lawrence says it might be Wesley Snipes.
All right. That would work.
Sure.
I'm down with that. Yeah, Renee said Nick Cage. I think I heard that too. Maybe there might be two projects.
Hey, what's going on here?
Like I think that. I mean, because this one is this is a Peacock production.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. By the way, Justin, get out of here. We're not talking fantasy drafts tonight. I think he believes that Adam is going to reveal a bunch of his strategy and a bunch of snitches. No fantasy football tonight. We have a league tomorrow. I think Justin's in here.
Yeah,
or did Justin come in and answer?
Might be another
questions
project
tonight. No answer. Everything locked up. Everyone's confused. Boy, Adam's video has been weird the last couple of times. What's going on in your house? Someone else tapping into your internet, or
asking draft questions?
We got nothing. This is like our regular interviews on the show. Phone's breaking up. Look, listen.
No, the phone works great. I started doing it on the computer. The computer is not.
Mm-hmm.
Is it off right now?
Now Justin feels
It works great on the phone. It just doesn't work on the computer.
like he got booted. Oh, he's not interested. Got the car in the background. He's right on a road. What's going on there?
Dude, that's it. I live on Russell. Like my apartment's right on Russell. People do this all the time.
So
Like I told you, there's one dude who just like donuts every once in a while.
I will submit that Kate McKinnon is not hot enough to play Carol Baskin.
Oh my god!
Look at this. I don't know if we're going to get to any of the topics tonight. I think the Cats just steal the whole show.
It's ridiculous. You think so? You think Kate? You think young Carol Baskin?
That's young Carol Baskin.
Yeah, she looks crazy. Is that the guy she fed to the Tigers?
I think so.
I mean, I guess like everybody looks better, obviously, when they're younger, but I still feel like I don't need the Hollywoodization of this. And here's the other thing: is she playing young Carol Baskin or is she playing Carol Baskin? Right?
I think she's going to do both. I think she's going to be young Carol Baskin, and then they'll age her.
No, there's no point for young Carol Baskin. I just want to see her feed the guy to the Tigers and everything afterwards.
Not one person will side with me that young Carol Baskin is as attractive or more attractive than Kate McKinnon.
No.
I didn't ask you. I said not one person in the chat room.
No, because all I see is old Carol Baskin when I look into those eyes.
All right, I'm going to jump out, rejoin.
I like it. Look, I get it. I understand. I just keep seeing that old Carol Baskin with like the flowers on her head and big eyes.
I'm going to use an old term. I think she's shapely. So her thin and shapely was probably pretty good.
You think what?
I was trying to say as an older lady, she's got huge bombs, and I'm guessing that she had sizable bombs when she was younger.
Okay.
By the way, we've laid down the edict: no systemic sexism on the radio show, but on the video, maybe.
Was it really a problem with Cofield and Company?
Yeah. Like I start catching myself, and I'm like, if you start thinking about it, you're banging the drum early in the hour. Pro woman, treat them with respect. They deserve to be in sports. Stop harassing them, Mike Milbury, and then 40 minutes later, I'm talking about wanting to tap Jane Fonda. There's a balance there. I'm not saying we're getting rid of it completely, but there's a balance there. Someone's asking about your relationship with the Cats now. Brady says to JVT, walk in and say, hello, all you cool cats and kittens when he gets home. Are you
I only have one cat, too.
CJ Cards fan on the Carol Baskin question. Where is it? What he says? When was this? 1947? Not that long ago.
It did look pretty old. It was like yellow with age.
Yeah. Left Coast Mike says CB looks good in this pick, but to know she blew up to the shit she is today is rough.
That's rough too.
She's like 60. She's not that bad. I mean, she. The problem is the attitude, the craziness,
right?
The wish to freaking drag everyone who gets in her way. She's evil. It's all right, Cam Dog. We're here for you. You show up whenever you want, buddy. Adam's not here. There he is. Okay, he's in the green room. Now he's gonna screw up my order. Watch this. Thanks, Adam.
Oh, good. I'm good.
Now you screwed everything up. Let me fix it.
By the way, Carol Baskin's her eyes is what really ruins it.
Right. That's what I was saying when you signed off. Yeah.
Actually, I'm thinking in the 70s, her eyes were actually a big hit with the long hair.
I'm glad I wasn't alive in the 70s then. That's weird.
Were big eyes and long hair a thing?
Yes.
Sure. Oh, dude, she looks like a bust. Oh, man. Who's the blonde girl from Mean Girls?
Someone already said that. That's not safe, is it?
Yep. Here, hold on. You were out.
Amanda Seyfried. Yeah. That's what she looks like.
Yep. Okay. So she's
that's
bad?
Great. No, I'm saying she looks like a broken Amanda Seyfried.
Broken.
Yeah.
That's what Amanda Seyfried will look like when she's older. She'll look like Carol Baskin.
I somehow I doubt that. I think it's the outfit. The outfits are weird.
It is weird.
70s. What are you
is that like a bow tie?
It's a bolo tie, isn't it?
How about the guy's shirt? How about the logo?
The roses.
Yeah, is that like an honorary Rose Bowl shirt, or I feel like this was in El Paso.
I like to think the vine like goes down to his right side, you know, and like wraps around his pant leg, like it just continues downward.
That's awesome.
I really hope that's true. I'm just going to assume it's true whether it is or not.
It's just a good outfit. You just got to tuck your shirt in just right so they line up, you know.
Oh, boy,
it's great.
All right, today was another weird day. Like, and actually, I think Ari said it off the air. Ari's like, man, we're so glad to get out of here on Friday. He's like, what a rough week, and I was like, rough week because I forgot about everything that prompted all the victories and the protests and the strikes. I was like, well, no, it was good at the end of the week, but yeah, it was a weird week. And then obviously tonight with how many people have used the line 2020 takes Black Mamba and Black Panther?
Yeah.
There was a picture of them meeting at the I think at the Academy Awards last year too.
So ridiculous.
Ridiculous. And like to me, it was because usually, obviously, these celebrities, we know so much about them because they're in the limelight. Like, at least I had not known, you know what I mean, that he had been sick at all. And
he didn't talk about it. They didn't let it out at all.
Right. And Adam, you know what's crazy too is I even remember, I don't know if it was this All-Star game that he was at. He was a slam dunk judge, and I remember watching. And I even thought, like, wow, he looks kind of skinny. I was like, I wonder if he's working on a new role or something like that. Like, and now I know this, you know what I mean? Like, it's just creepy to think about. It sucks too. It just came out of nowhere.
Well, and there's a lot about that actually. I noticed it when he did the shop. Like, I don't know how many people watched it. He was awesome. I mean, he was incredible on when he was on the shop, but he was so skinny. And as I looked at at some stuff today, just reading back at some stuff. There was like a lot of like skinny shaming of him.
Yep.
There's a lot of sites and a lot of posts and a lot of people just track like, what is he doing? He must be on drugs, like all kinds of things.
Must be on drugs.
Going after him, and it was because nobody knew obviously that he was sick, but there was a lot of people saying like, hey, maybe now we should, think before we just like trash people for anything, because you never know what's going on. And he never talked about it. And how amazing is it? And I know he's a private person anyway, but nobody told like it never got out at all.
Yeah,
that's insane.
And all the work that he was doing, by the way, like while he was sick, like that's the other part about it. Like all of these great movies, and then of course, not only what surprised me too. And again, like I don't know the intricacies of having colon cancer, but not only all the work that he did, but like even take example his role as Black Panther. Like he was in shape. He was like shredded. He looked insane, And so to be going through what he was going through and then still like work his body to the point where he could still be an actor where these guys get in shape and do whatever they have to do for the roles. Like it just thinking back on the last 4 years or whatever, 2016 was when he was diagnosed, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Like just thinking over these last 4 years and one, how big his star had gotten, but the other part of just realizing like, wow, like I saw so many of his movies. He entertained me so much. He did so much work, all while quietly like kind of suffering. And that's crazy. Like, and then obviously people knew and were supporting him, but like that's nuts, man.
And before he really took off, his role as Jackie Robinson was just incredible too.
Right,
the guy was just such a good actor, just unbelievable. Yeah,
it sucked.
Yeah,
that was like similar to. What's it called? Like with Kobe, because there was just the suddenness to it, you know what I mean? And Kobe obviously was a tragic incident, but it was just like you're going about your day and then you check social media and it's all of a sudden, wait, what? Like who's gone now? Like that's
oh yeah. We gotta watch a little Dana. I've lined up a bunch of inspirational videos. I didn't mean to cut you off. Keep going. No, because John was on the air, right? John, we were on the air doing a UNLV pregame, and
it was Kobe.
Like 11 o'clock start, and all of a sudden at like 11:20 it comes across, and I was like, whoa. I'm like, we are not mentioning this for like 15 minutes until we make sure that this is all confirmed. And then we talked about it a little bit, but those are the kind of moments on live radio you're like, wow, I'm not even sure what to say.
Well, and to be honest with you too, Steve, I don't know if you remember, you would actually, because during the UNLV pre-games at times Steve would leave to get ready for sideline. You were off, so I was leading, and that was the first time I've ever had to like announce a death to to like the audience. And so I thought that was a very surreal experience for me because you talk about like I had no idea what to say or how to deliver it. And I know obviously it doesn't mean anything for me because I don't know Kobe or whatever, but it's just a very surreal moment. Like that's one of those moments where I'm like, I'll always remember where I was or what I was doing because it was crazy, just the suddenness of him going.
Do you remember how long you had left in the program?
I think it was at the top of an hour. Yeah, it was like near the top. It was one of those where we started at the 30-minute mark and then came back at the top of the next hour. And it was one of those.
So you had like a whole hour?
Well, when we announced the news, it was 30 minutes left.
Okay.
Yeah, about 30 or 40 minutes. So,
all right.
Oh yeah,
that's tough.
Yep.
I will say I don't know why it bothered me so much. It really annoyed me the people that were saying like they were posting that picture of Kobe and him together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, they're gonna make a great movie up in heaven. Like, can we just let somebody be remembered and not have to like tie it in and like say they're gonna do some project? Like, it just really annoys me for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, let's get a pick me up. Hometown hero Dana White, inspirational last night. He's got a lot of exposure, but there were a lot of new people laying eyes on Dana White. I'm going to say right out front, compared to many of the other RNC speeches I saw, he actually did a good job with the delivery. Like, he cares about how he looks. Clearly, there were others who were like, they did one take and they're like, fuck it, I'm gone. We were chatting behind the scenes on the kid who was talking about, heroes of the past. Was it James Madison he mentioned? Who did he mention?
Yeah. His favorite signer of the Declaration of Independence.
And then immediately,
don't underestimate young people because James Madison signed.
Yeah, he actually that was the problem, and that's the problem often in these cases. It's, hey, so you out there, you're stupid. You don't know history, and then like within 20 seconds, he's like, James Madison signed the Declaration of Independence, and the internets are like, no, that's wrong. You just told us they were stupid, and look what you just did, and it was on tape.
Yeah. That's the bad part. And I'll point out to you, I think you were getting to that he cared how he came across, Dana did.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of cuts. Like, there was a lot of very clear, very evident cuts in his speech, which again, I think you probably should do that. You probably should make the best, put your best foot forward. But I thought his delivery was great, especially compared to 2016 when he was atrocious.
Yeah.
His delivery is great, but the substance was awful. It was terrible.
Is it obvious that he didn't write the speech?
Oh,
those sounded like his words, though. He may not have written it, but I think he believes in everything he said.
Somebody from the campaign wrote that because they tied
really?
in. Yeah, tied in.
Speech writers at UFC.
No, because he's so tied in. Like everything he was saying about himself, everything that he was saying about Trump, like he was so tying it to exactly what the campaign wanted to say. And I'll tell you for sure, he does not know politics. He doesn't.
How do you know that?
I've had conversations with him about it. Like, he doesn't know what's going on in the political world. He's very transactional. He is a huge Harry Reid supporter and a huge Donald Trump supporter. And people are like, how is that possible? They're so opposite. No, he's a transactional businessman. Like, he supports politicians that are good for his business. And that's what he follows. He doesn't know on a day-to-day basis. Like, I'll tell you one example. With the travel ban, right? I mean, that was one of the big subjects. I actually texted him and said, "Great speech. It was all shit, but great delivery."
Did you text him and say it was all shit?
Yeah, I was like, I don't think I said all shit. I was like, great delivery, substance, whatever, but great delivery.
Did he respond?
No. I'm sure a lot of
Adam will slip in something like that, and they just want to move on. Like, dude, you're texting with someone who just spoke at the virtual RNC, and you're like, whatever, it was a quick conversation. I'm like, Jesus.
Oh, it was.
Not only that, but your relationship's on the level where you can just casually send him that text too. Yeah, like that's
well.
and then did you follow up? Did you follow up like who's going to win the? Is the 8th fighter on the card going to make weight?
I don't cover UFC anymore, so I didn't send them that.
By the way, that is true for everyone out there. Adam is down to almost not covering the UFC at all. Maybe some pay-per-views.
Ooh, that means you've moved up in the Dana White media rankings, though.
Oh, I already was. I was already covering NFL.
That's right. You're at the top of the list.
So what I was going to tell you, though, is remember the travel ban, right? Where he was going to ban people from all different countries and certain areas. And I went and sat down with him because I was like, hey, I just want to really talk about this and really get to the bottom of, how it could affect your business and blah, blah. And I started saying, like, hey, this is what's proposed, that certain people from certain countries aren't going to be able to come in. You have, I think it was 37 fighters at the time that would have been banned from coming into the country.
Mm.
And, I was just saying, like, hey, how would this affect your business? How would you do this? Would you make a phone call and say, hey, we need to get these people in? And I believe his response at the time was, what on earth are you talking about? And I was like, it's the biggest story in the world. Like, there's a proposal to ban people from coming in from certain countries, and you have a lot of fighters that are from those countries. And he had not heard of it. And this is like when it was on the news every minute of every day.
Right.
So he's not following day-to-day politics. He supports Trump because Trump, it went back to Atlantic City when nobody would allow UFC on their property, and Trump let them in. Not only did he let them in, he let them have a press conference at his hotel, and he attended to try to help market it. And it started there. And now Trump has been kind of shouting out the UFC during, press conferences and things like that. So, again, Dana White once was a huge Harry Reid supporter. Now is Trump, and it's not about politics. It's about transactional, which on some level, like, it should be, right? We say all the time that people are voting against their best interests. Like, not him. He's going with the people that are going to help him.
Hey, everyone. I am Dana White, the president of the UFC. Many of you know who I am, what I do, and that I am friends with the president. I spoke at this convention 4 years ago, and I'm back because I believe we need President Trump.
All right, the volume is slowly going up.
But he's no Guilfoyle. He's at least got that bar to not clear.
Leadership now more than ever. Before the pandemic, President Trump built the greatest economy in our nation's history.
Why is he yelling at me?
It's just a flat out lie.
Would you like to do live fact checking, Adam?
Sure.
Or just let it
You
roll?
want me to hold up a hand and say stop?
Okay.
And created opportunities for all Americans like no one before him. Financial markets hit
Obama created more jobs over his term than Trump did in his term, but that's fine. Okay, good.
all-time highs. Unemployment was at an all-time low.
No, it wasn't.
We weren't facing the lawless.
Wait, we got to do this officially. You got to put your hand. I'm going to stop it. You got to wait for him to start speaking. I want you to match the guest who was on AC 360. Okay.
Was it Daniel Dale? That guy's amazing.
It was.
Yeah.
Yep. We should defend Dana on the yelling.
Yeah, he's got a condition. I don't know if people know that. He's got Meniere's disease, and he definitely has a hard time hearing. Often you will see him in press conferences, like, hold his hand over his ear or kind of lean to one side. He definitely has an issue, and it goes in and out. So there's times when he just can't hear at all, and there's times that he has like really bad headaches, and he was actually going to have a surgery that was going to, make him so he couldn't even walk anymore. He'd have to learn how to walk again. So it's a pretty serious thing that he has. Making fun of the volume control, you can do it, but there is a reason.
Destruction that now is occurring in a few of our great cities. It blows.
We just so we're clear, Trump is in charge right now, so I don't think we could say lawlessness is taking over now and Trump has to save it. He's in charge now. So go ahead.
My mind how quickly some of the leadership in this country has forgotten the critical role first responders play in our society.
One of his fighters is a first responder. In fact, the heavyweight champion is a first responder. And the heavyweight champion, Steve Miocic, said he didn't want to fight during the pandemic because he had too much more important work to do as a first responder. And Dana White said that was, quote, fucking bullshit.
Adam laughing at his own line. That's awesome.
It's true.
I totally forgot about that angle. That
good, yeah.
We played we chose a couple of select moments to play on the air today, and the whole first responder thing. I'm like, that was a nice message, and I totally forgot that the champ is a freaking firefighter, and he's like, get your ass back here. Fuck the firefighting gig.
And other law enforcement, even some fire departments, have faced opposition from many in this country.
Who the fuck is attacking fire departments? And by the way, defund police isn't attacking police. It's actually lobbying for better police. It's lobbying for better support for the police and not making them go deal with the bullshit calls that they have to deal with all the time. Right. It's enabling them to be freed up to actually deal with real calls. Just so we're clear on what that means. And I listen, it might be true. I don't know who's attacking fire departments. I haven't seen it anywhere. It's possible that they are.
Defund the fire.
Except for him. Again, him. He's the only one I've heard attack a fire department.
Pretty good. Brutality to fire.
I will say
fire violence.
Sorry. I will say during the Atlanta problems when they were going off on that Wendy's, there were fire trucks trying to get access and people were throwing stuff at the fire trucks and they didn't like grab the firefighters, but you could say that he's getting in the way.
No, that's not politicians attacking fire departments. I don't know.
Yeah. This one's interesting. Jay Lawrence says, I like Dana. I used to have an MMA site. He let me interview him during UFC 100 and got tickets. Jay Lawrence, how are you not still in the MMA media? That sounds like the blueprint to remain around forever.
Exactly.
More Dana White. Inspirational. Pick me up.
But they are always the people who are asked to step up when things are at their worst and put themselves at risk. That has certainly been the case during this ongoing pandemic. Come on, America. Defunding these vital positions is not the answer. The first responders have always taken care of us. And now, more than ever, we need to take care of them. Now, let's talk about COVID. And let's be very honest about it. No one person and no one place could have anticipated the challenges that COVID would bring.
Joe Biden talked in 2018 and 2019 about the impending dangers of a pandemic and how we were unprepared because we had cleared out all of the the checks that we had in place to make sure that they didn't get to our shores. So just so we're clear, Joe Biden didn't see that coming. I have a lot of problems with Joe Biden. I'm not a Biden person by any stretch, but nobody saw it coming is factually incorrect. Joe Biden did.
But President Trump has faced all these obstacles head on. He immediately put protective measures in place.
See, this is just coming from the campaign. This is not, Dana knows none of this. I can assure you of that.
You think he was discovering it as it went? He's like, man, this guy did a really good job.
Yeah.
The speech is telling me so.
He also, let's be clear, didn't face it head on. His strategy was to make the governors deal with it so they would take the blame if something went wrong. So that's not really facing something head on. But
the brightest leading American businesses across all industries to discuss what he and his administration could do to get the economy back up and running safely. Let me give you more detail. In early April, President Trump organized a task force of business leaders across the country, and I was fortunate enough to serve on that task force. Firsthand, I had the opportunity to witness how hardworking and determined President Trump was to solve unprecedented problems our country was facing. I personally observed his ability to listen and understand the issues impacting Americans of all backgrounds. It was clear his highest priority was always the health and safety of everyone in our country.
Sorry. I don't know. We don't even have to address that. It's fucking ridiculous.
Not just Republicans, not just supporters, but every single American.
Yeah.
President Trump recognized that one of the small ways to instill a sense of normalcy in people's lives was to bring back entertainment options. The president went above and beyond to help all sports leagues involved figure out a way to overcome the challenges of staging live professional sporting events in the middle of a pandemic. And you know what? We did it. The UFC was the first to do it, and we are continuing to do it. Now, other sports have joined us, and some of the lessons learned are being used to help reopen other types of businesses and schools. Make no mistake about it. We still have a long way to go. And that is why we need a leader with President Trump's unique attributes at this critical time. I have said it before, and I will say it again. He is one of the most loyal human beings I have ever met. The man has unstoppable energy. No one, and I mean no one, is going to outwork this guy. But
first of all, the loyal thing is preposterous. How many people from his administration has he turned on after they came out against him and said, I don't even know who these people are? Like he's the least loyal person we've ever seen in office, I think.
All these people he's firing that he hired.
Yes. Yes. Oh boy.
And I say it again. He is one of the most loyal human beings I have ever met. The man has unstoppable energy. No one, and I mean no one, is going to outwork this guy.
Adam, the last 4 years, how many times have you played golf?
One.
I hope everyone gets that.
But most importantly, he truly loves and believes in our country. He believes in the people of this country. America is a place everyone wants a solid job. They want to take care of their family. They want to support the community, assist the less fortunate, and enjoy the freedom this country has provided to all of us. While we have certainly experienced a ton of negativity in 2020, President Trump's mindset is to work tirelessly to find solutions to problems and help restore America. He did it once, and I'm telling you right now, he will do it again. And remember, President Trump may be the only president in modern times who has actually done everything he said he would do during his campaign.
How those checks from Mexico coming?
Dude,
it was
that's
literally the only thing he really promised that Mexico would pay to build a wall. Not only have we not built it, they're not paying. That's like the only campaign promise he had.
By the way, is that site factual? The Trump golf thing?
I think so. Why?
Trump golf count? Well, according to this website, that he's gone golfing 7 times this month. That doesn't include 2 visits to his golf course, where they put maybe in the column of did he play golf.
Nice.
There's this quote that I love from Ronald Reagan, where he
Okay. I think the quote's true, actually.
No, I don't mean the quote's not true, but that he loves a quote from Ronald Reagan.
No, they told him to say
But he
that.
stopped.
They're like, people will love it if you mention Reagan. So he's like, all right, I guess I'll mention Reagan.
said, there isn't any problem we can't solve if government will give us the facts, tell us what needs to be done, then get out of the way and let us have at it.
I actually thought that was Soren Petro with that quote, who says, lead, follow, or get the fuck out of the way.
Well, I mean, I think that might be a quote that a lot of people have used through the years.
Did Soren just change Reagan's message?
Mm-hmm.
And what that means to me is, as Americans, we work hard to overcome adversity and we face the tough times head on, irrespective of your gender, race, religion, or sexual orientation. What unites us as a nation is freedom, equality, and opportunity. That's what it means to be an American. Ladies and gentlemen, let's re-elect President Trump. Let's figure out what the problems are and continue to find solutions to those problems. Then let's get to work. I'd like to close with this. While it's critically important, religion or sexual orientation, what unites us as a nation is freedom, equality, and opportunity. That's what it means to be an American. Ladies and gentlemen, let's re-elect President Trump. Let's figure out what the problems are and continue to find solutions to those problems. Then let's get to work.
Well, the problem is Trump, and the solution is voting him out. So I think we've figured it out. We've identified the problem. We can root it out. There you go. Yes, for sure. And the religion thing is just—it's so preposterous.
What are you talking about? I saw him.
So
I saw him gently hold that Bible.
Gently.
Oh, upside down. Well, the fact that they are, and listen, I believe if you're religious, you probably should be barred from running for office anyway. But he's questioning Joe Biden's religious beliefs. Like, get out of here. That's completely preposterous.
I saw that Lou Holtz was questioning Joe Biden's level of devotion to Catholicism.
I saw.
Oh, did he really?
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Lou.
I'd like to close with this. While it's critically important to re-elect President Trump, this pandemic has also taught us to be very, very careful who you select as your next governor, senator, congressperson.
Was that a shot at Sisolak?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh, he's anti-Sisolak?
Oh, and Newsom for the California stuff. And very pro DeSantis for letting him go to Florida.
What'd you say at the beginning? Right? What'd you say at the beginning?
What?
Backing those.
Yeah, he's transactional. Of course.
Say it one more time.
He's transactional. That as a political follower or as a political activist, I guess he is now because he's speaking at these conventions. He's very, very transactional in nature.
And mayor, it is so important to vote. And don't think that your vote doesn't matter, because to be honest with you, it has never mattered more than it does right now.
Oh, dude.
That's true. That's true.
By the way, I thought he was going to say, don't worry about it because we lost the popular election and won anyway.
Yeah. Anything factual? Yeah, I mean, he was on that council. He was on the Bring the Country Back council, and he did get to observe Trump at work, I guess. So that was true.
All I have to say is impressive, very impressive, and inspirational.
It was a great delivery. Yeah,
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I liked the pensive looks to the side, like he was in thought, like he was really coming up with what was next, you know?
How many cameras was that?
Yeah, well, he does
a lot of
care about
angles.
he does care about the way he comes off, unlike many the other people who spoke in both conventions. So I don't know. There's a lot of laziness and no fact checking. Come on, Dana was not clearly this was not like a hey, I'm going to spew the facts. I mean,
Can we play James Madison guy?
I don't like it's too much.
Can we please play James Madison guy?
You love that guy.
Dude, that was so
You know what?
good.
Remind me, I have other inspirational videos first, so remind me, and I for sure will punch it up at the end of our video run here.
Because by the way, I'll say that. So I didn't know. Like, I'm not one to judge because I had no idea. But when he said James Madison, my initial thought was like, did that guy sign it? Like, I didn't know for sure, but I was like, was that one of them? Because like I don't remember that name coming up.
In my opinion, President Trump has brought people together. He has changed minds. I'll show you a fella. I'll show you a Southern fella who you can see.
Let's say their names. Alabama has.
This is bringing people together. We've got races mingling, supporting one important thing. This is a dude in Alabama.
Some opposition from about 24 members and supporters of the Sons of Confederate Veterans.
Regardless how the next person feel, I'm not gonna take my flag down. If I got anything to do with it, ain't no monument gonna come down.
Daniel Sims says he was adopted as a child.
My whole family's white. Went to all white school, grew up in an all white neighborhood. My grandfather was white, and he was the main one that fought in this war here. And he's taught me everything I know.
He explains how he'd feel if the statues and flag were relocated.
They may make my blood boil if they just come up here and feel like they can just tear it down. I don't see me still living if they do that right there.
What?
What?
Well, is that Clayton Bigsby?
Shut up.
Is it? I think it is.
Shut up. That's not
Okay. I think
What
I
are you
have to give
talking about?
Ari credit for that line.
Oh,
Did
did you
Ari
say that?
send me this video, or is this Brady's?
I don't know. Clayton Bigsby's good though.
That
is jarring.
Treason. I actually thought this too, that it can't be real, because at first he made a gesture, and I was like,
I mean, I was kind of buying it until he said, "I can't see myself living."
Right.
Like, what does that even mean? Except for when Clayton Bigsby's head blew up. Like, maybe that's what he's talking about.
It's also like, that's an intense accent. That's like almost too. You know what I mean?
It's offensive,
right? Like it's almost an offensive imitation of a Southern accent. You know, like it was really hardcore. I don't see myself living.
Yeah, it just seems too much.
What if it's real?
Well, I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
Everybody can have their own beliefs. That's all fine. Like, there's no rules about who can believe what, but it just doesn't. And then finding the one person that feels this way, putting it on the news is ridiculous.
How long they've been looking.
I can guarantee the producer, the news producer, was like, "Oh, we got gold here."
Right.
Right? You guys missed a great conversation when Koken was on, because Koken was really giving us a history lesson and his experience when the civil rights movement was going on, and then 1968 and the tragedies of 1968 and what he thought changed everything or didn't change it. So more education here, more inspiration. Let's go back to when America was great in the late 60s, early 60s with the civil rights movement. Can we work together to make things better? I think it's important. Sometimes
because the African Americans who wanted justice in society to reevaluate our systems and see how we can make it better, like they've done all through America. We started off with the original sin of slavery, fought to get rid of it. Reconstruction was a disaster. In the 60s, the civil rights revolution, you could sit down and talk to civil rights leaders like Malcolm X and Martin Luther.
By the way, Ducey looked up. He was like, wait, what's going on here? It was more civil then. You could sit down. There was not unrest in the streets. You could sit down and just have a negotiation.
And Martin Luther King Jr. and James Baldwin, and find out what the issues were. You debated. Things were healthy. It was making America better.
What?
You debated?
They fucking killed him.
Forgetting images of Bull Connor blowing African Americans up the wall with hoses and going, get the dogs to attack them.
Yeah, and by the way, fucking kill me, you fucking douchebag. You couldn't sit down because you couldn't go in the same fucking restaurant, you idiot.
Right.
Like, what is he even talking about? Jesus Christ, man.
You have right now is making America different. You have them painting fists, socialist fists, the symbol of socialism and communism on the street. You're taking down statues, ripping down our past, demanding that people, not so much Confederate statues, they're actually making people like Tammy Duckworth say, wait a second, I want to have a discussion on George Washington statues in America. And that's what he says, it's urban guerrilla warfare, because they're not trying to make America better. They're trying to destroy what America is.
All right. I think we saw the part that I wanted you to see about how civil the discussions were in the 60s. There was no violence.
Martin Luther King Jr., he was beloved the whole time, right?
Yeah.
The entire time. Both sides loved him.
Yeah. And every year still we go and he comes out and gives a speech every year. It's really cool to see that he's aging very well, and he can still talk about these issues because everybody is so peaceful then.
On a serious note, I did think this was inspirational. This was around Oxford, Ole Miss, with Lane Kiffin and his players. I thought this was pretty cool. So I believe this is a good sign.
Black Lives Matter! 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 Black Lives Matter!
Am I buying into bullshit and some performative statement here, or is this not a good thing?
Is that Lane in the middle?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good for him.
All right. So that was going on today. Same thing, I think, around LSU. Well, Baton Rouge. LSU did something similar.
Did Coach O march?
I got to look that up. I'll try to find a video. I saw that a little later in the day.
You got to play James Madison guy first, though.
You're so obsessed with that. Like this is very cool, and I think, is it performative? Maybe, but I think sometimes that could be an okay thing. Mm-hmm. He's out there and showing support, and the community, sees that there is this support of one of the most prominent members of the community on campus, being out there and being a part of it. I think that's great. I've just been so disturbed by so much of, and I think I get caught up on social media like I do on everything, but so much of anytime anybody posts anything and just the disgusting comments coming back. Tyrell Williams wore a shirt to practice today, that just said, I think it just said,
Stop killing black
stop
people.
killing black people. That was all it
Stop
said.
killing black people. Black T-shirt, and the Raiders actually posted it at Raiders.
Yeah,
on
and
Twitter.
the comments were vile. Like, you really have a problem with that? Like, what part of that message do you have a problem with? It's unbelievable. Yeah, it's crazy.
Because the response is, we talked about it on the show, Adam, like the response is always like one of the top comments was, you guys should wear a always follow the law shirt. And it's like, okay, well then here's 3 names that were actually following the law and they still got shot and they still died. Like, like there's so many instances of it's just like talking in a circle though, man. It's the same thing every time. It's so repetitive and it's so infuriating.
The comments yesterday of, well, if you just comply, you'd still be alive. And the immediate response is, Breonna Taylor was sleeping.
Right.
Like, what are you talking about?
Philando Castile was complying, telling him, I have a gun in my car. I am a gun owner.
All right, Adam, what did you see at Raider Stadium today? First of all, what happened with the practice? And it looked like you got closer to the field today, right?
I did, and I will admit some error, I guess, in how I was breaking it down. I talked about how it wasn't as light inside the stadium. Like, the natural light wasn't there as much as I was hoping. I will say much, much better field level than it is press box level. When you're down on the field, well, I mean, I think the press the light should be pretty similar no matter where you are. I think in the stadium, but being down on the field, you're like, wow, this does not feel like a dome at all. It definitely the roof definitely works in terms of the lighting being how they wanted and not feeling like you're inside. I thought that part of it was very cool, and the view from the field up to the torch and outside through the lanai doors is really cool. Now, if you're on the 100 level, you're basically just looking out into the sky. But if you're on the 200 or 300 level, you're basically looking out onto the strip, which I think is going to be really cool. And man, when they have night games, it is going to be unbelievable to be able to look like out on the strip from the 200 and 300 level through those windows. And when the weather is nice enough to open the windows, it's going to be even better.
I think you're muted, Steve.
Yeah, there you go.
Anything interesting about the practice?
No, I was actually kind of hoping it was going to be more of a scrimmage today. A lot of teams around the league have scrimmaged the last couple of days, and I thought the Raiders might do that. They didn't. They just kind of went through a normal practice. I guess I could say Zay Jones had a good practice.
What's going on there? This is a developing story. Are you being sarcastic about having a good practice, or he's really putting himself in a position to not be axed?
No, he's been really good, and the competition at wide receiver is really intense this year. I think I've said it that Keelan Doss is in a lot of trouble, and I know he's still a darling from last year, and people still know the name and want to follow his career, but they just upgraded so much at the wide receiver position. When you've got the 2 rookies are definitely on the team. We know that Ruggs and Edwards are making it. Renfro is a starter in the slot. You've got whatever you do with Tyrell Williams, if he makes the team, or he's going to make the team, but if he's out there, the roof it's not really see-through. It's a translucent material that they kind of experimented with, and it worked. It worked for letting light in and keeping the heat out, which is really cool. So if Tyrell Williams, I don't know what they're going to do. I assume he's going to go on IR, even though they're saying he's not. Like, I think he'll probably go on IR. It's going to be really tough for him to play. But then you've got, Zay Jones, and they've loved what Nelson Aguilar has done so far this preseason as well. So you're going to have guys that have been around a little bit, like Aitman and Doss, that, Rico Gafford, that you would think for special teams purposes would make the team, and they'll be right there. But it is a really, really deep wide receiver core where they're going to have to let somebody go that you might not think they're going to let go. So that's one competition to certainly watch. And the running back crew now is pretty loaded too. Devontae Booker. I'm being like, let's say when they're not near the middle of the field and they're far away from the middle of the field, Devontae Booker's been very involved.
Okay.
Do people know what I'm getting at there? So that's something to certainly keep an eye on, and he's been involved in the passing game as well. Yes, practice. Mr. Iverson. Obviously, Josh Jacobs is phenomenal, and Alec Ingold is such a major part of what they do. You've got guys in that mix like Booker and Smith, and then now Theo Reddick is getting very involved in in practice the last few days. Where Jalen Richard has been there a while. He's one of the longest tenured Raiders at this point. He's kind of in that mix right now. He's in the shuffle, and he was a great special teams guy. He's a Pro Bowler as a special teams guy a couple of years ago, but hasn't played a whole lot of special teams the last couple of years as his role on offense has increased. So he's another guy I think to keep an eye on of where he is on the team, and I love that guy. So that would be a tough one to see happen if he was gone. But I think they still have enough trust in him, especially as a blocker on third down, as a pass protector, that he'll be around. But it's going to be close with a lot of different positions, and that is one of the things I talked today to Mike Mayock about. Steve, was he looks around, and I said, your plan that you had when you took this job, like, is it like, do you see it when you look out on the field? Do you see and say, hey, this was my plan, and that's where we are? And he said he hopes so. He's like, I think so. Like, we're younger, we're faster, we're bigger, we're stronger, like all the things you want to be. But what does that matter if you don't win? And I thought that was a pretty interesting point that he made. He's like, yeah, we think we did. He's like, I've had 1 year as a GM. I won 7 games. That's not good. That's not good enough.
When does your feature on Mayock come out? Tomorrow or Sunday?
It will be, and please, everybody, rush out to the newsstands. We are doing a season preview magazine. And it'll be one of the 2 main features in that season preview magazine. Really, really good talk with Mike Mayock today. So look forward to that. I actually really enjoyed writing that story. Interesting. He was saying he shows up. He said he gets to the office every single day at 5:30 without fail, no matter what, always at 5:30. And he said not once has he ever beaten Gruden into the office, which is just hilarious.
Do you like Mayock?
I do.
Like, as a reporter, is he forthcoming? You feel like he's holding back?
Well, I think being in media, I think there's a couple things. First of all, he really disappeared after the Antonio Brown stuff. Like, he was really accessible. And then after that big Antonio Brown speech, which was just, a year and 2 days ago, he kind of changed in terms of, like, he's like, I let Gruden do the talking when he has to, and I'm kind of out of it. But I'll say this, like, as I think it's the media background that helps, but he understands what you're doing. So, like, he kind of asked me today, he was like, what are you writing about? And I told him. So, like, his answers, I was like, perfect. Like, exactly where I'm going with this, which was helpful, I thought, to kind of understand that. His dream growing up was to be the first ever person to play MLB, NFL, and NBA at the same time.
Why are you laughing?
It's a very lofty goal.
I was like, wow, man, that's incredible. Well, I wish I would have done that.
When you're a kid, why not?
Of course. Yeah, for sure.
He's where's he from?
So he is from West Philadelphia, Steve.
Born
his
and
dad, that was what I was going with. Thank you. His dad was a coach, and he actually, and you don't think about this as me and John growing up in the era of pagers and cell phones and communication devices. But he said that all he wanted to do was just he's like, is there a baseball game? Is there a basketball game? Is there a football game? Like, what's going on? I just want to go play. And so he would wander from like neighborhood to neighborhood and playground to playground just to find a game of any sort. He was hoping it was a basketball game, but if there's a wiffle ball game or a flag football game or whatever, he just wanted to jump in. And my thought was like, why don't you just call your friends and be like, where are we playing? Right. I was like, oh, wait, he's 62. There was no phone.
You have to send like a carrier pigeon.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's good.
Adam, have you been out to his birthplace ever? You ever drive west of Philly, like out towards Villanova?
I've been out toward Villanova a few times, yeah.
Haverford's on the way too. I think it's before you get to Villanova. So
his dad was the coach at Haverford School.
Haverford and Bryn Mawr.
Bryn Mawr for sure. But by the way, John, how about this? John, how do you spell Bryn Mawr?
Say the word again.
Steve saying you're better from the area.
Well, I'm not Philly, but I probably just mispronounced it. I guess it would be Bryn Mawr.
Bryn Mawr. So I guess BRINMOORE.
It's 2 words.
Okay.
Isn't it BRYNMAWR or something like that? It's a very weird spelling, whatever it is. Yeah, there you go.
Get out of here. Seriously?
Yeah, I got it. How about that?
Bryn Mawr?
Yeah.
That's a real city or town.
Hey, chill.
It's a ridiculous name.
Abusive language.
It's out by it's out by Villanova.
It's John. If you drove out there, it's like it's like a lot of the Northeast. Like people assume, everything is Philly or whatever, Camden, New York. That is not that people think New York is destitute and poor, but there are areas around these cities that are just unbelievable for money, and it's craziness.
Bryn Mawr.
I know.
So did you? It was my dog. Yeah, it's the
by the way, my cat was quiet. It just climbed over everything.
That's true.
Yeah. I was meowing a little bit. Brad, let me read the Brady comment. One can't keep their cat quiet. One can't keep their dog quiet. Yet the Cofield Zoo is well behaved. Exactly.
Did you want my interview story since it was Mayock related?
Yes, that was a good reminder. That's on the tease board. So what happened? Awkwardness again?
No, not awkwardness. It's even worse. It's my own fault for just being stupid. So he had texted that he was going to call. And I had to get tested before I went to practice. So he said he was going to call around 10:30 area. So I went over to the facility, and I was basically parked in my car outside the testing facility, waiting for him to call so I could do the interview and then go to practice. But it closed at 11. So as it's getting closer to the testing time, I was like, man, I need to go get this test done. Like I can't miss it. If I miss it, then I have to go start the protocol all over, which is the new NFL testing protocol, by the way. If you miss one day, you have to start the whole process over. So I was like, I have to go in and get this test.
John, listen. Give the audience the details on this. If anyone in the media misses a practice, what does going back to the beginning mean?
That means, so say I missed a test today. Mm-hmm. That means I couldn't go to practice tomorrow. And I would have to start over. So I would have to get, if you miss any day of testing, start over from the beginning. So you get a test within 72 hours. So basically between 48 and 72 hours later, you get another test. If they're both negative, then you can start testing every day. And the day after you take that third test, you can go back in the facility. So basically I would miss like 5 to 6 days if I miss one day of testing. So I'm sitting there and it's getting closer to 11. And I'm like, I need to take this call, but I also need to get tested. So I'm like, I'm going to go in and get tested. It only takes like a minute, run in, get the test, come out, get back to my car, turn the car on, get the Bluetooth going so I can record the interview. That's the plan. So I go in, I get tested, I get into my car. As soon as I get in the car, he calls. So I'm sitting in the car. I don't want to turn the car on because then the Bluetooth kicks in. And then I don't know if it call drops or if I miss like something he's saying, whatever. So I'm like, I'm just going to sit here in my car and do this interview.
Oh my.
Sweating balls.
It's 11 o'clock.
Right.
It's 120 and I can't turn the car on. So I'm recording this interview. We're like 14 minutes into the conversation. You're saying it. The amount of sweat is unimaginable. It's unimaginable how much I'm sweating. I literally feel like I'm starting to pass out. And in my head, I was like, I can't believe people leave their animals in the car. Like, what is wrong with people? But I can't even. I'm lightheaded. I'm trying to ask questions, but I'm not functional. And at some point, like he's like, I got one more thing to say, and I was like, no more. I got to get out.
Mike, shut up.
I'm getting too much out of Mike Mayock. Please stop.
Please no. Because at that point, like we were done with the interview, we were just kind of having a conversation, and I just wanted to be like, okay, I have to go. But obviously, it's like my first like really lengthy one-on-one phone call with him. So I was like, I just got to stick this out. I gotta endure this nonsense. It was not fun. And I got to the stadium and people were like, "Are you okay? Like, what's going on?" I was like, "I'm good. Don't worry about it. It was just a disaster."
Oh, did they do a temp check? Were you like finally above normal?
Yeah, you're right. No, I've been normal for the last 2 weeks since we've been able to go out. I've been normal. Yes, it's sweating out truly.
What does it smell like when someone sweats out truly?
Actually, Corona seltzer.
Do you like those? I had one last night. The SO buys all these ridiculous seltzers. She drank one. She's like, "This sucks." So I'm like, I'm got to do the value play. I'm drinking everything she doesn't like to get rid of it. I thought it was pretty decent, actually. Very sweet.
The Corona ones are the certain flavors are really good.
Yeah, this is my new choice. So
those aren't bad either.
They're of course. Why do I like them? Aside from the Natty Light, these are the cheapest.
Yeah.
You can get a 25 pack for like 23.
I think it's the the Smirnoff ones are great, but the wild berry truly, tremendous.
Were the Smirnoffs the one that you recommended to Isabel, if I remember correctly?
Yeah. Did you get it?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I got I'm in on the citrus truly packs. It's like the orange, the lemon, like lime. Yeah. Those are really good. The orange ones are really solid.
Come at us for drinking the seltzers. Come at us. Let's do this. Come at us. Brady had a question earlier. Are the go back to the beginning of the line and the testing the same for the players, the coaches, personnel, or just a way to limit media access?
Yeah, that was my theory. When they announced this, I was like, yeah, they're just trying to keep us from coming, which I thought was their plan. Fortunately for me, the facility is so close to my house that it's really easy to just run over there. But yeah, like I'll mention Ed Graney and Cassie Soto from our staff have like 40-minute drives.
Yep.
So
like tomorrow is an off day at the facility, right? So there's no reason to go. They have to drive 40 minutes each way just to get a 30-second test.
And you believe that this policy means that anyone who's not in the system now can't go to games, or they actually have to try to get into the system, do all you did at the beginning, and then they could go to games?
I think they have to go through the beginning of the system, which is the 2 tests within 72 hours, and then start every day.
And then have to do that, and then they have to do that all week throughout the season. They're going to keep doing all these tests.
Yeah, if you miss one day, you're out. Well, that's for now. Like again, we thought they were going to loosen the regulations, not tighten them, and they tightened them.
Yeah.
So for the last couple of weeks, once you were in the system, as long as you got a test the day before, you could go. So like I could miss 4 straight days, get a test Thursday, and go to practice Friday. But now, if you miss one test, you got to start at the beginning. And yeah, they are getting tested daily. They still are, which was only supposed to be the first 3 weeks. But now they're continuing that, and they all have to get tested daily. So, and by the way, it's also the same. It's the same trailer. So like I'll be in line behind some of the players, and we're going to the same place. Also, for your information, Steve, I did try to buy both Alizé and Hypnotic yesterday for the show.
And
way too much sugar, which I had totally forgotten about.
Yep.
Where'd you go? Yeah. By the way, where'd you go?
To Lee's.
Okay. Anyone? This just brings up an issue that I encountered the other day with Lee's. Anyone else have? I don't even know what Lee's calls it. Do they have a loyalty program where you give your phone number each time?
I don't know.
I know they do. So does anyone?
Is a little black card.
Have you used it, John? Where you're like, hey, they'll ask you what's your phone number.
Yeah, it's like that, or like I have a little. It's like any Albertsons or grocery store, right? You have the card, or you can put your phone number in, type deal. That's how I have it. Like I have the little card, but I've used it, but I just don't know what it's for. like I have it, and they ask me for my number, and I put it in, but I don't know what I'm getting or what I'm doing.
So Sean, Mark, and LV says yes, the wife has her number in the system. Gil the Thrill says Lee's does have a card and loyalty program. That's a good idea. Smart one. Truth to lose. He gave him a burner. Anyone who says they have they give the number, they're part of the loyalty program. Do you know what you get?
No.
Why, did you get something?
No, I was like, I was given my number because we hit Lee's a lot. We have one relatively close to us. And I was like, hey, what does this actually do? So I wonder if anyone's actually asked what they do. Because interestingly enough, they actually have, at least at the Lee's I go to, they have a little sign of what you get in the loyalty program.
Wow.
Oh, really?
And Ray says, yes, I have it. I use it. Okay, so let's see what everyone says. I believe the points add up for a $1 discount. Is this right? Certain things are on sale for the card holders only? Because I go there. I don't know why this is so hard for me to spit out. They have beer specials. You buy like a case special and you get like $2 off each 6-pack. So I've seen that. What else do you get with the number on the card? Sorry, Cam Dog. Yeah, Lee's is like the big thing here, along with Lee's is the big thing. Total Wine's moving into the market. There's Liquor World. Let's see.
Always Lee's, man.
You can use it to get gift cards, I believe.
Or XO Liquor.
Let's see what else.
XO Liquor.
Once a year, they
bro.
Sorry. Once a year, they publish a catalog. Brady says money towards a liver transplant. That would be good. Truthsome Duluth says, I have no loyalty. I go where I go. Jay Lawrence, they did not answer Hooker and below. This is all that buildup for this. Lady at Register, according to Leo's dad, says, Lady at Register told me it's pointless. You ready for this? What you get?
What?
You get points. You build up points, right? And you will get something at a certain threshold of points. It's $1 equals a point. The first threshold is 2,500 points.
Okay.
So if you spend $2,500 at Lee's,
right? And what do you get?
A $25 gift card.
Oh, that's something.
Nice. All right.
The guy's like, you have 887 points. I'm like, that's actually impressive. We've already spent $900 in liquor at these, but I'm a third of the way to getting a $25.
Yeah, but how awesome is it going to be when you get that gift card?
Yeah, you're going to get $25 off what you spent $2,500. It's really good.
Come on, Lee's. Come on.
That's
Shut
actually,
up. This is like it's like a jackpot. Yeah, I was at Lee's. Someone hit the $2,500 threshold. Man,
$25 off.
You know what? Here's the thing. I'm not, the SO drinks some hard liquor. She'll get. What was she looking for the other day? She was looking for some tequila. She got some gin. By the way, one of the holiday gifts that she's probably going to get, she has. God damn it! I can't remember the name of the vodka. No, it's not vodka. Is it vodka? No, it's tequila. She has this tequila she likes that has this really ornate bottle, fancy bottle that's like $140 for the bottle.
Oh.
Yeah, and obviously there are much more expensive bottles than that, but I was like, I can deal with that.
Adam, do you not like gin?
No. What do you do with it?
Oh, dude, gin gimlets are my favorite drink ever.
The fuck is a gimlet?
It's literally just gin. You can do it two ways. You can do gin with just like a twist or a squeeze of lime in it, which is very good. That's the classic way. Or they have grenadine. You can also just get the lime juice and throw a dash in there with the lime on the rocks. But it's usually just gin and a squeeze of lime. Very good.
Sounds terrible.
Oh, it's great. Gin's a very good liquor. Gin's a very good liquor.
Alizé is my thing, Joe.
Hypnotic.
Yeah.
Hypnotic and Hennessy is like the greatest drink of all time.
I'm actually going to go make a gin gimlet after this.
Nice.
Please do. You want to deliver one?
We got to get to go ahead, Adam.
No, you want to deliver me a gin gimlet? Just bring it over here. Wait, did that say a golf bag is 100,000 points?
Yeah.
Please try to save up for that.
Is there more
$100,000?
Is there more value on your points/tickets at Lee's or Dave & Buster's?
Oh, well, no more Dave & Buster's. I have so much credit built up there.
Do you really? Okay, yeah. I'll amend it. Do you get more for your money when you build up points or tickets at Lee's or Bourbon Street locally?
Oh, I got a lot of tickets from there too. I have so many tickets. So do you?
Bourbon Street?
Oh, here's my beads that I got. This was $74. So.
Bourbon Street's dope.
John will not look up any images on the screen, but I don't know if you can see it.
He's looking down.
I'm looking. My camera's up here. My screen's down here.
There's my Lakers setup. So
I also refuse to look at that.
Actually, Dave & Buster's. By the way, I didn't even know what's going on with Dave & Buster's. They're done, or they filed?
Yeah, they're done.
Get out of here!
Really?
They're going out. Okay, I could be totally wrong. I thought I read that. Maybe I'm wrong. I might just be spreading fake news right now. I thought I read they were done though.
There's one at DTS, right?
Yeah,
that's closed.
It's DS.
Downtown Summerlin, DTS.
There's no it's one word. Downtown is one word.
So
but I always call it DTS.
That giant Dave & Buster's in San Diego. That's actually they're all fun and cool, but
like under the freeway.
Yep. That place is massive. They've got a gigantic restaurant, private rooms. The bar there is cool.
So we're saying all Dave & Buster's are closed?
Come on.
Or we're saying the ones in Las Vegas.
I'm apparently wrong. I think I'm wrong. I just made that up.
That'd be tragic.
My fault.
And you were the one grading Dana White's speech.
Typical media.
Well, mine was live.
Checking your facts.
Mine was live. It wasn't on tape. I didn't have time to fix it. Apparently, I'm just making nonsense up right now because I just looked and somebody said nothing can stop David Buster. So I was like, okay,
Okay, good, good.
Yeah, good.
That would have been
I'm
on the
glad.
level of
I'm happy.
Scandia closing.
Oh, that was a nightmare. How awful was that?
It was the worst day of my childhood.
Renee says he's got one in case he is going to go check tomorrow.
Just go knock.
Yeah, you know what? Check during the draft.
Yeah. By the way, one of the real sins of our Kansas City / Vegas fantasy leagues, we do baseball and football, is that I didn't get to go to KC this year for baseball. I was so dying to go to Renee's Italian restaurant, his pizza place, and I missed out on that. Which I've gone to Kansas City for this draft probably 12, 13, 14 times, and we have a guy in the league who owns a restaurant. We never go there.
Wow.
But I think it's pretty far from where Petro is. So, but we need to go there. Come on now.
Is the market really that big?
Kansas City's gigantic. You've never been?
I have. I mean, I went to a UNLV KU game.
Yeah, the Kansas City area. I mean, obviously Lawrence is not in KC Metro. All right, Renee says he's going to be delivering next time. You know what? A great story about Renee. Where the fuck was that? Oh, why am I blanking? What's the really good place downtown that we always go to? Great with steak, San Francisco theme. Why am I blanking on it? The one right next to Hogs and Heifers.
Oh, Triple George?
Yeah. We go to Triple George. Like you get a steak there, right? Maybe you get some chicken. They've got some pasta on the menu, and Renee was like, yeah, let me do the pasta.
Oh,
and
no.
Just like, come on.
Come on.
I don't think Renee can tell us. I don't know if it was terrible, but, you know.
Get it together.
Like $28 for some kind of plain pasta dish. And the guy owns a restaurant.
For SpaghettiOs?
Yeah. Renee's place is Italian delight. And the great thing about Renee, the thing that I was fascinated with, the last time we saw Renee, by the way, this conversation went down at where in Vegas? The KC Crew's favorite place, Juan's.
Of course.
Right? They love Juan's. Renee was talking about these pizza making competitions, but it's the pizza throwing it in the air. Those competitions. There's actually competitions to do that. And he was showing me a video of him doing it, like, you know, how you stretch out the dough and all of a sudden it's like this tiny piece of dough and on, you know, it's like a freaking 20-inch pie. It was fascinating. It's great.
By the way, maybe he was trying to keep the cost of the total check down because he was scared he was going to lose credit card roulette.
Yeah. Wow, that's part of it.
That's a nightmare.
Of course, Brady goes and does the research. He's very Ari-like in that way. Always wants to learn, always wants to know.
Sure.
Says it has a 4.6 on Google. Renee coming back with the and I really like Triple George, so I don't want to like come off as bad mouthing him, but he said, yeah, the pasta wasn't that great, but wasn't feeling steak that night. So, Renee, where are you in the Kansas City area? And then we'll also punch up Brady, who's got this brewing rivalry with Ari. Just do not compare me to Ari ever. Actually got Ari the other day to claim that doing prep for the show and coming up with stories is not part of his job, which I thought was
what? What?
I thought that's what came up in the chat when they were going back and forth. Or he doesn't get paid.
He doesn't get paid. He doesn't get paid for it.
Yeah. John, Ari doesn't get paid to do prep and give us a prep list.
Well, we've talked about that before with Ari. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff he doesn't get paid for.
Mr. Tiger Gator is asking, where is drunk ass Alex? I was gonna buzz him tonight to get him on here, but he's back on Tuesday. Tuesday's his regular day. He carries the Tuesday show. I don't know. We have to come up with a name. The Alex Crawford and Ryan McKinnell show. He carries that one.
Woke Tuesdays.
Sort of. Yeah, I'm Mr. Tiger Gator. I'm back in Kansas City. I don't know, whatever it is, 2 weeks before the baseball season. So usually around March 25th, we're there. Update on this one. Going to ask again, why hasn't JVT paid Ari? Is he planning on it?
What are you talking about? I paid Ari.
Oh, you did?
Ari said you didn't.
I didn't? I did.
That's what he said.
I texted him for his Venmo or whatever the hell it was, like the week that it happened.
No. Did you pay the wrong Venmo?
Yeah. Oh, get out of here. No. Because I texted him and asked him for the Venmo. I paid him that day.
Oh, no.
Now you got me thinking. No, but then But all right, now I'm going to check my account because I didn't. That's stupid. I paid him.
It'd be great if you paid the wrong person.
Now you have to make me go back and look.
Ari said he didn't as of a few nights ago. Wait. What is happening here? Ari says, hang on. We're getting a lot of comments in a row. Sorry.
I've been defending. Oh, he's been defending you, saying like, "Hey, he'll pay me eventually." He hasn't defended you that you paid him.
Oh, well, even if I didn't pay you, why didn't you say something earlier?
He says, "Let me check." Has Ari been defending him?
Well, he's been defending him on like he'll get to it, he'll pay me eventually. He's been defending him in that way.
Oh, well, I'll double check on my end because if I haven't paid him, I mean, I asked him. He knows. I texted him for his Venmo. I meant to pay him that day, so I'll double check. And if not, I'll pay him tomorrow.
Then you had a couple gins and then forgot about it.
Right. I mean, like I said, I know I have it because I added them. I better not have paid somebody else. You want to know why? Because there was actually, like a month ago, I kept getting a request from some lady I've never met before to send me, or she wanted to send me like $125. Like I kept getting a text alert on it.
And say yes right away.
I'm like, I don't know you. And so I called the bank and they were like, if you ignore it, the money won't leave their account. So I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. But I got like 3 requests to take this lady's $150. And I was like, if you ask me a third time or a fourth time, I'm going to take it.
All right, check the Venmo. We'll see what comes out of this. I think John's story of the day for Cofield and Company, we never got to it. We only have 4 hours. Is this one, and I know Adam has a strong feeling about it. How about one of our favorite guys on the national hockey media, Greg Wyshynski, with this one. Headline, Vegas Golden Knights goaltender Marc Andre-Fleury deserved better than this. I think he's right. I think he's right. I am the only guy in this market who has said, put up a statue of Marc Andre-Fleury immediately. I have been beating my chest for months about this. Only guy.
But so here's the thing, though. I think this is a separate argument than what we've been talking about. Like, this is the emotional, like, he deserved this. Sure, I guess if you think that, that's fine. But it's not a piece on he's the better goaltender.
Yeah, he says in there, Leonard's the better goalie. But,
right.
Like it's almost like an emotional thing. Like, hey, you just have to feel for Fleury, and he deserves. Like, this is not this is not like a charity. You're not playing the guy to make him feel better about himself. That's not how this works.
Dude,
it's professional sports.
By the way, quick aside, did you see how much that chick? What's her name? Bella.
This is such a controversy too. Bella Thorne.
Bella Thorne, right? How much money she made the first day?
She started it essentially to do research for a movie.
Oh, get out of here! Really?
That I was reading something about that. Yeah, that she was doing like research for a movie, so she started it, and she wanted to like figure out like how it works and all this stuff. But then all these people like canceled their accounts with other people and put it into her account, and so now all these other girls are losing out on money in a time when a lot of them can't work because of the pandemic, and she's taking all the money.
Wow.
Yeah. Not good.
Sorry. Anyway, yeah, Greg Wyshynski. So, yeah, like this piece doesn't argue against anything Adam and I have said this whole time. Like, you can make the emotional argument that he deserved better. That's not something I'll push back on because that's subjective, right? Like, like we're talking about something that's like tangible. Like, I still think he's better. Wyshynski alludes to the fact that Leonard's better. Like, okay, everybody can be right, I guess.
He says in there, Leonard's been the better goaltender for 2 years, but Marc Andre-Fleury did so much for this city that he deserves to be the guy. Like, since when is that how we're deciding who's playing? Like, Marcus Mariota's a good dude. He sucked in training camp. He shouldn't start over Derek Carr. Like, what are we doing? We're playing nice guys now? I don't know.
Hilarious.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Nope. So we were right. That's all.
A lot of people clicked on it. A lot of people talked about it. I guess he's doing his job.
Fuck, I was ranting solidly there.
Oh,
that is ridiculous. Carr to Mariota, there's a gigantic gap. What has Derek Carr done for the city? Fleury's a freaking hometown hero like Dana White, and the gap between Fleury and Leonard.
Oh, okay, fine.
Not that big.
Fine, I'll make it for you then. Alec Martinez comes in, 2 Stanley Cups. He's been a steady defender. He's been great. Why aren't they playing Derek England? He made the speech. He's a good dude. He's one of the most important figures in sports history in Las Vegas. Why isn't he playing? Why isn't he in there? I mean, he's a terrible hockey player now, but he's so nice and he's been so good for the city. Let's play him. This is a ridiculous argument.
Right.
And if Brady said that first, I'm sorry, I didn't see your comment, but yeah, that's the comparison. Like, no, sorry, we're not rewarding people for things they've done in the past. And
sorry, my video cut out. What were you saying? I didn't hear anything. I'm kidding. I hear it. Something about Alec Martinez.
Yeah.
Do we need to put Wyshynski on a regular guest list, or do I have to insert it into this top 10, which apparently is just, well, I'm not going to say that. Ari's done a really good job, so I'm not going to rip him on guest booking, but Wyshynski next week.
We should be able to get him, right?
Can I add a name to the list?
Yes.
To the hot list or just in general?
I guess what is the hot list? Is that the list of guys we want him to get?
Yeah.
Or gals. We got Bo Derek off the list. We got Ruprecht off the list.
My dream.
Pissed off Sinbad is a top priority. Nothing's happening there.
Yeah.
My dream addition would be James Madison guy.
For what reason? What's the one reason? What did I text you guys about him? I didn't know his condition, and you guys were like, "What the fuck?"
Wait, what condition?
Well, what was my critique of him, Adam?
Wait, we might be wrong about this, by the way. We shouldn't get into this.
Okay. All right.
We should move on.
We should fact check. Okay. We'll set that up for Monday.
Yes.
Set it up for Monday. I think John's number 2 story. Let me see if I can find it. We got a lot of videos this week.
You also had a few stories in the rundown tag with my name on it that I did not send, so I had to get ready and read them.
I know I screwed that up, but you know what? Hey, it's a 4-hour rundown. You can do it.
You're professional.
Oh no! Do I have a video or just like a still shot? All right.
Oh boy.
Adam, I was asking John earlier, like how much he knew about Philly, because John, tell everyone in the audience, like why you were going to Philly so much last year.
Well, it was actually 2 years ago now. Yeah, 2018. But for the 2018 football season, we had opened like a sub studio out in Atlantic City, and myself and Michael Lombardi, former GM, he works with us now over at VSiN. But we had a show every Saturday and Sunday morning, football shows, for the football season. So I went out there for I think like 18 consecutive weekends for football season, both college and pro. And so I would drive out, I would fly out to Philly. And then I have to drive into Atlantic City, whether by rental or Uber.
Can I say I only listened to like 20 minutes today when I was driving, and I did hear this story.
Oh yeah.
Was Brady just confirming that we had the right person with James Madison?
Do you feel comfortable or not? I'd like to look it up because
Okay.
my worst gaffe ever.
Rebecca Sealfont?
Yep. My worst gaffe ever. Well, telling Bobby Bell that Hank Stram had died on live radio when he wasn't dead. That was bad. But yeah, doing like an hour on the very quirky Rebecca Sealfont in the spelling bee, and then going off on homeschooling, and then to find out like 45 minutes in, someone's like, "Yeah, she's autistic." I was like, "Yeah." It was 1998. I mean, autism wasn't like that well known then.
It was before you got educated to it on Love on the Spectrum.
And I have learned, but I wasn't ripping. I had zero idea that she was autistic. She was so quirky doing the spelling bee. And then they mentioned she homeschooled, and I was like, "This is what homeschool does." And someone's like, "She's autistic." Bad one. Come on, it's like come on the air for 25 years. I'm gonna have there's a lot of hours there. I'm gonna make some mistakes here and there.
Of course.
So, John, Philly, you go to Philly, you never explore Philly. It's one of the great cities. The only thing John has, his material on Philly, again, is the roads suck. Which made for an easy transition for me. But you're like, the roads are terrible. You people back there in your roads.
They're awful, though. There's people parked in the middle of the street. Like, there's nothing.
Street, yes.
Right.
Street, yes.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well,
there's no medians. There's just cars in the middle of the road. It's ridiculous.
The city's like 350 years old. Am I doing? No, it's older than that. So 400 plus years old. Yeah, the roads are all effed up. And I mentioned if you go down near South Street, I guess it would be like just to the north of South Street. They're still cobblestone streets. I mean, it's fucking old.
The only place I explored was, I think is it the Xfinity Center? You know, that little quad that they have where they have all four of their pro arenas essentially all together.
It's not even in Philly. That's like the airport area. It's not
the airport area, right? Yeah,
you go all the way down Broad Street, but there's a place, Jim Steaks. It's in the running for one of the best cheesesteak places. A lot of people don't mention it, but it's very good. It's right on South Street, and
Tony Luke's.
I like Tony Luke's, and I am not a big Geno's fan. I like Pat's. I'm more of a Pat's versus Geno's guy. You don't think Tony Luke's has gotten too big? You know, getting in all the stadiums and arenas and.
Well, I mean, they got there because they were the actual best one.
All right. I bet you could get an argument. I haven't been around Philly enough the last 15, 20 years. I bet you can get an argument from Philly people that there are some sleeper places around town, maybe one-off, that are better cheesesteaks. But anyway.
This is dumb.
This is the Philly taco. I'm fascinated by this. First of all,
it's a burrito.
I don't. Let's set it up. I don't want to get into a pizza discussion. This is the issue in Vegas. That's a slice of pizza.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. That looks friggin' awesome.
That was actually the first place I was going to go and say the biggest problem with this whole thing is the pizza is trash.
No, not at all. That pizza looks great.
What's wrong with it? Too big, Adam, or what?
I'm predetermining just because I've had Philly pizza and it's just trash.
Okay. I've never had Philly pizza.
All right. Now we got a food argument developing. All right. Cody Decker's in the chat room. You know what, Cody? Tell me who has the best cheesesteaks. He says, are we still carrying the idea that Philly still possesses the best cheesesteak?
Yeah, I was just surprised, like we talked about on the show, that cheesesteaks are actually cheese sauce. I thought it was like real cheese.
No, we can get provolone on it too. The argument that I would make,
traditional, Adam,
whiz,
yeah,
and then you could say whiz without, like that. It's onions. It's so stupid. I hate it all, but I also love it. Like I would agree with Cody that you can find better cheesesteaks other places, but I will say the novelty of going to, especially where Pasadena's are, that corner, and just seeing the utter fucking chaos every night, 24 hours a day. Like, there's something about that makes it appealing. Whether it is the best cheesesteaks in the world or not, like, there's just something about that.
Brady, you're right.
Yeah. He's busy. I watch his live show during the day. It's like every day. It's great.
How about this, though, for Cody? I wonder, do they care as a couple if people keep bringing up Brett Favre? Like, would you bring up Brett Favre in an interview the next time we have him on radio or here? Because we were talking about Favre, because I thought it was like a really nice moment when Papa Favre was on Hard Knocks. Adam hates most whites. So this Clay Johnson kid, and he's a nice kid, and he's saying fudge all the time. So Adam doesn't like Favre. You got Clay Johnson. It's like recipe for death. And then as I'm trying to build, like, hey, this is cool. They got a relationship going back like 23 years, 22 years. And Adam's like, Jen Sturger. I'm like,
yeah.
what?
I'm like, yeah. Well, let's be clear. What I'm saying is that Brett Favre is a piece of shit for what he did. Like that. We're not bringing it up like some way. Like, yeah, he's an asshole. He like, I think he always has been. But that incident sticks out in my life. Fuck that guy. Yeah, fuck that guy.
As a couple, no, they don't discuss Brett Favre. Okay, I get that.
Yeah. No, what we were saying is fuck that guy. Like, if you're gonna if you do shit like that, you're a fucking douchebag. And like, I'm not gonna say this is a nice moment that he had on Hard Knocks when all I think about is a fucking piece of shit.
I'm guessing that Cody is fine with him now. He's all good. It's water. Okay, maybe not.
Right. There you go.
Okay. I like how we got from the Philly taco to this. This is taking quite the turn. Yeah, this got really nuts.
We got to respect the commenters.
That's good.
Got to respect the commenters. Yeah. All right. You know what? I'm not making light of it. It's just like you throw it in. I'm like, so we shouldn't talk Brett Favre anymore ever on the show because you're going to bring it up. All right. I can. I'm not mad. I can do.
But let's be clear. The reason I brought it up was to say he's a piece of shit for what he did. Yeah. That's why it came up.
Right. All right. Pizza burrito, pizza taco. Check that Philly taco. Here we go. That's an awesome. God damn, you are joyless. It's not dumb.
It is dumb, and I'll tell you why I hate this. I'll tell you why I hate this right now. Because it is such a Philly obnoxious thing of like, we got the best pizza, we got the best cheesesteaks, let's just put it together to be the best. Like, they are just the worst people. Every single one of them. I can't stand any of them.
You guys are the worst.
And you know that's what they're doing.
Well, my complaint is that, Adam, I think it's just lazy. Like, let's just wrap a cheesesteak and pizza. Let's call it something. Like, that's fucking stupid.
Now, would I try it? Probably, yeah. I mean, it seems like cheesesteaks are great, pizza's great. Yeah, let's try it. But you know that these people in Philly are just like, Philly's the greatest. We came up with this brilliant idea. Like, it's not brilliant.
So, Steve, I'll obviously you can play the rest of it, but there's one big mistake too that they make in crafting this as well.
The way they fold the pizza.
Well, they leave the crust on. Like, why wouldn't you cut the crust off?
Right. That's you
already have a giant hoagie roll.
This is a lot of carbs. I would say I don't think we're analyzing it.
Somebody wanted to go viral, so they're like, let's call it a Philly taco and let's just wrap it up in pizza.
I'm getting so sidetracked. Cody's bringing up good points, valid points about Brett Favre. Don't do this, Cody. I'm one of the lone defenders who's not from Cincinnati of the Cincinnati chili. It's
Thank you. It's so bad.
Chili.
It's not necessarily the chili at Skyline.
So
it's the chili plus the mini hot dogs plus the onions plus the spaghetti plus the 7 pounds of cheddar. By the way,
there's nothing wrong with spaghetti.
Everything in there is keto friendly, minus most of it.
Not the spaghetti.
Yeah.
And also, I would also say, like, why? Like, chili is so. I mean, excuse me, spaghetti is so good. Why are we putting chili on it?
Yeah, it's weird.
Let's put spaghetti sauce on it. It's good.
What's better, Skyline chili or Wendy's chili?
Skyline.
The fact you have to think about it is
I don't know.
telling.
I don't know. I'm gonna go Wendy's. It's actually not bad. If you throw some cheese and crackers in there, it's fine.
Wendy's chili's solid.
Yeah, it's fine. And Skyline is just utter dog shit.
Can we go back for a second? Yeah, we do have to point out that Adam Gans popped up on our show again, man of 1,000 voices. So Ray says great accent.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
It was like a Baltimore, though. It wasn't even a good Philly. It was ridiculous.
Let's see.
You guys got to find the old Trump Adam impression.
Oh, it's
so
brilliant.
good. So good.
What was it? You were a loser. Your hair looks bad.
Yes. It was such a good impression.
Great accent. All right, we'll keep playing it.
I was going to say, are we going to play this?
Yeah.
James Madison guy then?
He doesn't have the video.
Cut off the crust!
How awesome does that look?
It looks terrible.
How incapable is that chick of eating that thing?
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
It's...
I don't even understand. Like, I don't understand the point of this.
It's so lazy.
It is. Because you're right. Like, you already have bread, a ton of bread. You don't need the crust on it. So if you want to wrap, like, I guess cheese, like, why don't you just put cheese and pizza sauce onto the cheesesteak?
Or something. Like, let's go. Get
So
a
dumb.
little smart with it.
Because it's Philly.
The Philly taco.
Yeah, that is true too. I mean, obviously you can't. I don't know how you would eat it. You can't even use a knife. It's too big for that.
Seems strong for Philly. I went to Philly one time after a day. She said, "Fuck these motherfuckers."
And by the way, this is what I'm talking about too, Steve. Like, if you look at the left one that she's holding, right? Look at that layer of bread where it's just pizza crust, hoagie, pizza crust, and then like the actual pizza that you finally get to. Like, what? That's so stupid.
Is that a stereotype? That she has the look of a competitive eater?
Well, I think he was being sarcastic, but at the same time, like, if you really follow competitive eating, she does look like a lot of the top eaters.
Sonia Thomas. What's the other one's name? Well, we have Mickey Sudo, but there wasn't there a Janet Lee or something Lee?
Yeah, something Lee.
Now I feel like I'm going down the that golf announcer's path.
Yeah, exactly.
This turns out to be a disaster. Watch her face afterwards. Oh, that blink right. She's like gagging.
Well, like, what did she even eat? All she had is a little piece of cheesesteak. Like, she didn't have any pizza.
Look at all the bread she ate. It's all bread.
It's so dumb.
No.
Act like you like it.
See that he likes it. You can tell he likes it.
That was genuine.
Look at that face. He's in heaven.
Back to Cody for a second. This is unanimous, right? That Chicago pizza. This is, we have some nice Chicago pizza places here.
It's lasagna.
Not my cup of tea. The deep dish. Never.
Yeah, it's a lasagna with crust.
I think it depends on the way they make it. Because I've had deep dish before. Like there's is it a I can't remember the name of it. It's the one right there on Flamingo Durango that was by the studio. Right down Durango by the PTs. Like I've had that pizza place and their deep dish. Like that was like a bowl of, like you said, marinara and cheese.
I was
there's certain other spots.
I was gonna shout it out, but maybe I won't now.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna that place is Amore's, and then there's Giordano's is in town now from Chicago.
Yeah. But I've also had like I think BJ's they do it obviously a little bit different, and it's not as like soupy in the middle,
Oh, but the tri-tip.
You're right.
Yeah, why would you get anything else?
What do you think it is?
We're gonna do it. It's a Philly taco. It's a challenge. We're in Philadelphia.
It's a challenge.
It's not a
what
thing.
is she even trying to do? Like, what are you trying to prove, lady?
And it's not a thing.
Yeah.
She fucking hates it. Why would you put like a 30-pound woman on who clearly can't unhinge her jaw to take it something like
this? There's no way. I don't even think it's a real thing. Like, there's no way they're selling this.
Sure, they're
just doing this to be like so Philly. Like we're just gonna be ultimate Philly right now.
So dumb.
God, I'm trying to think of. There was a. She might be on MLB Network now. There she is. Yep, Heidi Watney. If I could punch this up, but Heidi Watney was bouncing around. I think they offered this at Fenway. It was probably a visiting stadium. Heidi Watney, the sideline reporter, goes up to one of the stands, and they have chicken and waffles. And she was so fucking grossed out on TV eating it. I'm like, who doesn't? Like, she made a face. She's like, she's struggling to eat it. I'm like, get out of here. I'll admit this is gargantuan. Nothing. I think you got to attack it different ways. It's tough. And John's probably right. You do need to cut off the crust.
Yeah, come on, you have to agree with that.
I agree with that.
Well,
look at her. Look at
what's the point?
She's in pain.
Oh my god, this is a terrible. Look at that.
Oh,
she's in pain.
She's like gonna pass out.
She's in pain.
Now none of us.
It's so disgusting that she can't believe what she actually had to do.
But the problem, it's not disgusting. The two food items are awesome.
That doesn't mean anything.
That doesn't mean anything.
Didn't we talk about this? Gatorade and Cinnamon Life are both great. But don't pour them together like Jim Harbaugh.
Pudding and steak are awesome. Like, you don't eat them together.
You're wrong.
Actually, you do.
Yes.
Yeah, you do.
Chocolate pudding on a steak would be lovely. Actually, I think vanilla would blend better with the steak. Look at her. Look at her. She's gonna cry. Hey, that's a woman. That's a Philly girl. Look at her. Oh shit. She made a face too.
By the way, I like how they're acting. Like her face. Like that was the first time she's ever tried something like that. Like, you've had a Philly cheesesteak, you've had pizza before. Don't act like it's like an amazing taste you've never experienced.
Is he grabbing a steak or is he going to fall on that weird chair?
He's falling. I'm sure of it.
Okay. What's a Philly taco?
A Philly
Oh, this is the most annoying part of the video, by the way.
Oh.
Because they have this conversation like it's a thing. It's not a thing.
His voice is definitely the most annoying thing.
Like, you could walk down the streets of Philadelphia, be like, "Hey, y'all, what's a Philly taco?" And everyone would turn around and be like, "Well, silly, it's a cheesesteak wrapped with a pizza around it." Like, it's not a thing.
If somebody asked me what's a Philly taco, I'd expect them just to punch me in the face. Like, that's what a Philly taco probably is.
Or direct them to Urban Dictionary or something.
Yeah.
Someone swears. We have a lot of comments we got to punch up. Someone says a Philly taco eats equals a
poopa.
Yeah,
definitely true.
Or my favorite term, a gunk.
That's a Baltimore taco.
Incredible foods that you can find on South Street.
That looks awesome.
I hate this guy.
First, have to get a cheesesteak from Jim's on South.
On South.
Then you walk across the street, you go to Lorenzo's.
Oh, there you go. So it's not a pizza.
Slice of pizza from Lorenzo's.
Beautiful.
Put the cheesesteak down onto the slice of pizza, roll it up, and there you have it.
He's happy here.
Why is that box so big?
It's like a Napoli's pizza.
Why
here.
does she still look like she's in pain, by the way? By the way, do you think the two restaurants know? Or would they be offended? They're like, "You're doing what with my pizza?"
Well, if you're the cheesesteak place, don't you just start selling pizza? Like, why are you driving half your customers across the street? What that means. It's perfect.
Jack, bro.
Music sucks too. The music is so bad. There's a big pizza.
I tried the Philly taco 2 times. It's very good. It's a lot of bread, but it is delicious.
That's beautiful.
Wouldn't you just take like the meat from the cheesesteak and roll it up into a pizza?
Right. Like you could do this so much better. The bread's not important.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. Do you just like dump all the melted cheese and tomato sauce on top of the Philly cheesesteak?
They're trying too hard to just make a thing.
Right.
Like they just want a thing. Like just stop. You suck. You're Philly. Just to deal with it. Get you got a crab fries at
Chickies and Pete's.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what I was telling Steve on the show today. I was like asking for local cuisine, and everybody was like, "Gotta get crab fries at Chickies and Pete's." I was like, tell me one other fucking location. Although the crab roll with the arugula salad was very good.
I like Chickies and Pete's. I heard they were coming here at some point. That might be more fake news, like David Buster's closing.
Well, who someone mentioned earlier? Where is it? Oh, John's Pork Sandwich in the market there is really good. Don't they
the market is great.
Don't they do a broccoli rabe that's super famous from that place? Is that what it is? The combination of the broccoli rabe and the pork sandwich, which I have not had. So, by the way, this shot right here, I was definitely going to go down the systemic sexism path, but
can I point out also, we like it's impossible for us to be systemically sexist. Like there's no system that we have in place to limit anybody's opportunities. So.
Some of the stuff we talk about could limit opportunities in the future.
We can be sexist. We just can't be systemically sexist.
I think just our show is systemically sexist.
No, we had Chrissy.
But I think we take a step forward and then we take 2 steps back at time. I'm trying to clean up the show.
I just like Adam went that direction, but we know a female.
Yeah, no, she was literally the producer of the show. By the way, real news: Chickie and Pete's to the Sahara.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well aware of that. Try not to give them free mentions.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's good. We're thinking about it.
A restaurant in Philly is coming to a restaurant or to a hotel on the Strip.
Chickie and Pete is going to be at the Sahara. I think they already have it built out, but obviously their open has been delayed.
I was also amazed about how many Chickies and Pete's are out there. I think there's 17 at least in the Philadelphia airport on it, like by itself.
Did you ever find the one in Atlantic City? Because I think it lasted a couple of years and actually closed, which is shocking.
There was
not shocking if it happened right now because of the pandemic, but it was still standing, but I think it closed like 10 years ago.
Well, there was one inside a casino.
There was, okay.
Yeah. I want to say it was Bailey's. Is there Bailey's out there? No.
Bally's?
I can't remember. Bally's, whatever.
You call Bailey's?
What's the long A?
You've lived here your whole life.
Never been in there.
Okay.
Let's some of the comments. Cody Decker with the man versus food. So a small woman versus food. Look at her enjoying it. My wife is 100 pounds. She would easily kill that. All right.
Lies.
How? Like it's not if you can finish it; it's how.
Yeah. Again, Cody, it's not Philly. She'd say fuck 100 times. Yeah, probably right.
Yes.
Agree with this. Chicken and waffles is amazing. Heidi Watney doesn't know what she's talking about.
I don't know how many people. I won't say the name since we won't give them free advertising. But the place that has chicken sandwiches.
I'm kidding. By the way, Adam, I'm kidding.
I know.
We're hometown show. Mention anywhere you want. I don't give.
Bruxy on the in the park next to T-Mobile. They got the chicken sandwiches with the waffle as the bun.
Ooh, is it good?
Dude, it's unbelievable.
We went to
very highly recommended.
You been to Therapy because they had the red velvet chicken and waffle sandwich.
Do.
That's really good.
It's great. Oh, best tacos. There's the real answer to this. The stand at Bonanza and Las Vegas Boulevard.
Dude, so good. So good.
It's so good. And also you'll be the only person that speaks English there, which that they're good. And
is it open right now?
I think they're open until 4. So yeah, you should be all right.
Nice.
Yeah, it's no, it's perfect for you. It's in a tire shop. It's in a 24-hour tire shop.
Yeah.
And the tacos are unbelievable there. So go there. Otherwise, El Dorado Cantina, great. Juan's is obviously good, but tacos is not their specialty. And Taco y Taco is a good spot too. The Mexican street corn, wow.
I'd also recommend there's a spot if it's still there. When I used to deliver bounce houses in high school, no, it's called Rigo's Tacos. It's a little taco shop next to a laundromat right on Valley View and Desert Inn. Really good. Some of the best tacos I think in Las Vegas.
Yeah, that Bonanza and Las Vegas both. Okay, so Cody, we have a friend that just moved back to town yesterday, or this week, but we went out to dinner yesterday, and I was like, dude, my favorite restaurant in Las Vegas is Carson Kitchen. So yes, you're not alone. I was like, we're going there, and he was like, oh, this is okay, I guess, and I don't want to be friends with him anymore.
This is a great line from Brady. I don't even know who I told the story to. I know I told it on the video at the beginning of the week. Our buddy Alex, who does our Tuesday show from Southern California, he was in Vegas. He got hammered at the Westgate. I took him out to go get some late night eats. Nothing's open. We didn't get to sit down until like 1:15 in the morning, and so we got all the tapas at this Japanese tapas place, and like we're done. And he had just slurped down some oysters. It was horrendous watching him.
Oh.
But I got a corn, and I didn't realize on the yakitori menu you only get one corn. I crushed the corn, and then as he's looking around like in a panicked fashion, we're getting the bill. The waitress is like, "Please get him out of here. He's hammered." He just picks up the corn, the cob that's just totally done, and he just starts trying to get.
Oh my God.
It's Corona era. What is he doing? It's bad enough if there's no Corona.
Yep.
That's pretty bad.
Adam and I are going to get some corn. I'm going to just kind of gnaw on it once he's done with it.
Dude, the Mexican street corn at Taco y Taco, it really is just tremendous. It's so good.
Does Taco y Taco open late night?
No. Go to the taco shop.
Have you been to Frijoles?
Where's that?
It's pretty good. It's on Trop and Rainbow. There used to be one on Charleston and Buffalo, but I don't know if it's open that location.
Trop and yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Very good tacos as well.
Okay.
Where's this joint? In Hendertucky. Not actually in Hendertucky proper, right? It's probably.
If I'm getting Mexican food in Hendertucky, I'm getting Juan's. And actually, Water Street really is in Hendertucky, I guess.
Water Street's not?
No, it's too nice now. Hendertucky is.
Get out of here. When's the last time you've been there? Have you driven 2 blocks in either direction? What do you
Water
think?
Street's great.
What do you think you think they gentrified? Adam.
No, I'm saying like closer to the Walmart. That's definitely Hendertucky. That's like downtown Hendertucky.
Water Street itself, but if you're going, I guess it would be to the south on Water Street. If you make a left, I'm not saying it's pretty bad. Not terrible.
No, if you cross Water Street, down over, across like St. Rose or whatever it is now, or Lake Mead, I guess it is. Yeah, if you cross Lake Mead on Water Street, you're like, what is going on here? It's not anymore. It can't be. Yes, Boulder Highway is Hentucky. Over by the Walmart.
Oh yeah.
It's just complete chaos. And if you go behind the hospital, forget it. You're not coming out of there. They're going to knock out your teeth and like capture you.
God, we do this. It's like every Friday night we do this. Everyone after the show is like, I got to go out and eat.
Yeah. Dude. Oh, you can't. I was going to say drive. Don't drive. If you can get it delivered. The street tacos.
I'm finishing up a buttercream cake for the kid's birthday tomorrow.
Is it in the oven right now?
No, it's actually the cakes are done. I made frosting. I pre-made the frosting last night, but it's out softening up so then I can ice the cake.
It's his birthday?
Yeah.
He's 1?
2.
Yeah, 2.
Is there a party?
No, we're just taking them over to my mom's.
What's up,
Carvelli?
Hey, Ari. Wow.
We talked about this. Did he find out if the money went through or not?
That's too much of a tall task for Ari at this point.
It did. He bailed. He's embarrassed. He's had it. No doubt.
Because if it didn't, obviously I would pay. But he should have told me like the next day, as opposed to not telling me for however long it's been.
Steve, what time is our draft tomorrow? By the way, do you know?
I have no idea. I almost forgot about it. If they didn't send
evil pie.
You know what?
Evil
I'm not.
pie,
I have no comment on this at all.
No comment.
I have no comment. That's all I'm going to leave it at. It's a local business. That I have no comment.
Stick with Carson Kitchen.
Yeah,
but they're not open at 3.
Oh, Ari didn't bail. Ari now is updating this again. Anyone who doesn't know what happened, this is like 2 months ago. We saw the guy go viral on really everywhere, but Twitter. Dude wearing a mask, playing a machine, smoking around and kind of through the mask. We were like, this is the greatest thing ever. This is during COVID. Casinos had just opened up. You got to be safe. He's all masked up. And we requested this guy as a guest, and we put a bounty up, and it got way too aggressive. It was a $700 bounty to get the guy.
Right.
And there's been a ton of controversy around it. I paid. Adam paid. Adam paid with a lot of bitterness behind it. And then
Adam fought tooth and nail to not let me pay.
Yeah. Adam claims that Ari freaking played John for the extra $200.
Yeah, Ari pass posted. John, for those that don't know, John found out about this after Ari had already booked him, and then John said he'd throw an extra 200 in, and Ari's like, okay, well, I don't know if I'm gonna get him. He had already booked him. It's the worst. Nah, I don't think you're right about that. Plenty have. And by the way, Pizza Rock is right around the corner from there. What are we doing?
Pizza Rock open at 3 in the morning, though. That's the problem.
I think that one's open till 2.
Is there a pizza place on Fremont proper? Is it Marco's? Is it like the Marco's chain?
It's not. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
That is one of the weird things. I hope when Derek Stevens has Circa open, and God damn, is that like 3 months away? Less than 3 months away. He's gonna be open for the election.
Yeah.
That's crazy. He's got it. He has to have at least, outside of a cafe, he's got to have at least one good late night eats place down there. He'll freaking
I'm sure he will. And good news, no kids. No kids allowed. It's all adults.
It's one of the greatest.
It's going to be so good.
See you, Cody.
Yes.
Later, Cody Decker, former 51, jumping on the chat.
Cody.
Was that mean to not like send him an invite and get him in here on video? Because I thought we were done. Like,
yeah, so did I. I thought we were at the end. I thought we were almost finished.
I'll be honest. I was kind of like, I don't know what I want to do, but I'm done pretty soon. So,
well, especially since Cobra Kai is on Netflix now, Steve.
Bring him on and ask him about Brett Favre, right?
Dude,
he made the point that it's fucked up. I got it.
That was my point from the beginning.
Yeah, that's one of those that I'm like very big on once you're done, you're done, hashtag never forget, but I kind of did forget of how fucking creepy. Oh, it's Noble Romans. That's right. That's great.
It's not. Okay.
Are Pizza Rock slices dicey? How dare you?
Okay.
How dare you smear the good name of my friends at Pizza Rock?
I think no, they only do it the one downtown, and they have a little stand out front. So I think I'll say I know where he's coming from on this. like it's not the same as going in and ordering. Like it's just ready and they're sitting there and they just sell them out of the front. So it's not quite the same as getting actual Pizza Rock pizza. But as far as grabbing a slice like out of a window, it doesn't get that much better than that place. That's great.
Treason, what are you doing?
Oh yeah,
there's so many good
What?
pizzas.
come on, dude.
Oh, the meatballs.
What's that friggin' is it the Detroit? Is it the red top or I always call it the brick top, but it's like with the buttered crust. Jesus Christ.
Dude, so good.
God.
And what's the one that won the award? That they only make like a certain number a day?
I thought that was just
the Cal Italia. Is that the one?
Cal Italia's good.
Yeah.
Well, does Cal Italia have gabagool or prosciutto on it? I think it's prosciutto.
I think it's
Gabagool.
Gabagool.
The prosciutto.
I'll take the gabagool.
You know what? I gotta say, our good buddy New York Paulie was in. Come on, bro. He's doing the New York stuff today. He repped out pre-show because he's like, well, I won't say it, but he just blurts out stuff. But he was kind of talking to himself, screaming gabagool in the studio. So yeah, I thought it was a margarita pizza that they only make like 30 a day.
Maybe.
Yeah, we're all going on a pizza slice field trip tonight. Here's a problem. Because I was asking you guys last week, I'm like, where do you go late night? It's a goddamn challenge right now. I was actually shocked how shut down the city is. I know it's shut down, but like I don't know what happened. I kind of lost my gourd, and when I was trying to drive Alex around, I'm like, what the fuck is open? This is nuts. I'll tell you what, Fuck 'em Long was open though. With like 40 people outside in that Korean place. What is it? Like Waru? That was open.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Appreciate it. Awesome. And by the way, someone was joking earlier. Was it Mark and LV? Actually, not joking. They were backing. Here it is. Carvelli said, Ari's hustling. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Oh, for the pass posting thing. He did do an awesome job this week with pass booking. I really love some of the new voices we had on. So it's good stuff right now because obviously 4-hour show. We're booking an extra guest or two. So he is hustling. And you're right, Jay Lawrence. Yes. Fuck 'em Long.